I'm talking to myself, not them.
Stupid sausage.
You're just so little more. You're so little.
You stupid.
The boopers. The
Oh,
boopers.
damn.
Oh, there's somebody behind me. Alright.
It's cheesecake. Are you streaming right now, cheesecake?
No.
Okay.
Why?
It just said testing out stream tech.
Oh yeah, yesterday I was trying to stream and was just kind of testing Streamlabs. They changed how that stuff works. You have to have streaming software now instead of just going on the thing and streaming. So, is that in my status? Yeah, now I need to fix that. Thank you for reminding me though.
Yeah, Nick, if you come in here and you record or stream without having it in your status,
Yeah.
you will be talked to first, and then
Yeah, I've already heard. I already heard. My kid was just in here a second ago.
Oh, you have
Yeah, she's not very happy about it, and I've already seen what she has. I'm very concerned that this is I'm guessing it's a 13 plus instance, and you're letting people be lewd and touch each other and.
Huh?
Oh.
Where?
Up there at the front.
No staff.
She got. Someone was like touching on her and being unfriendly, and the staff kind of showed up and went to moderate, and then went from moderation to like instant kick, and it's like, dude, all she did was ask the dude not to touch her. And the dude kind of sounded like he was, I guess, throwing a fit. She had him blocked, so I can't really say for certain, but it seemed like he was pissed off about it. But he was like reaching over and reaching like he was trying to grab her.
In this instance?
Yes, in this instance.
That doesn't suck, right? None of our staff does that.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because she's
Wait,
kind
you
of
can go back in your
she's
time office
unhappy
and
about
see
it, and I'm just
what
trying to
the
figure out
what. Hang on.
like what's
What
going on.
What was the name?
Go to the band and see the username.
The name of the person
Yes.
or her?
Ask her.
Her.
Amped
Because she got
Logomorphs?
Oh yeah, no, they got they got banned for something completely different. Well,
Oh, I know.
they got
I know that one.
for
Yes, unauthorized recording and
Well, you didn't tell them
following a
that until
false report.
afterwards, so it doesn't
It's still
really
in the
say
rules,
it didn't really say anything anywhere. And
I do apologize. I still a trial staff. I'm still trying to figure this out, but I do apologize. But them were the I brought it up to them before anything was taken part of, and they have the final say on anything. But I do apologize for the inconvenience. But recording in this instance, you have to have permission from the instance owners to be able to record in this instance. Granted, the TikTok TOS, VRChat TOS says you can record, but in our instance, we prefer the privacy of our people here, so in which people can just go off and have fun without having to worry about being recorded.
okay.
yeah, it's also rule number 11.
Skull and Bones.
What a cute
Avatar.
little bird.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah, well, what she can do, she can join our Discord and make a ban appeal,
Right.
because that's what we use the ticket system for, is ban appeals, or somebody have evidence against something or something like that, or complaints.
Well, I still think kicking her out was a little much, given that was just a one-time
Are you kidding
thing.
me? That's a nasty word. It's not just offensive to black people.
We're talking about something
everybody.
different.
Dexter. That is
Different
not the
situation.
person we were talking about.
No, we're talking about someone different.
Different situation.
I think the banning thing was a
Talking about
problem,
someone who got
especially
removed for
since
recording.
as soon as they told her that she wasn't allowed to
Without
record,
consent.
she
Still,
stopped recording
that
and deleted
that
the
person still
recording.
shouldn't be thinking about
And then
saying
while
that.
she was doing that, they kicked
Yeah,
her
I think
out.
Juan's over there talking.
And she was in the process of apologizing when they kicked her out, which
Oh.
doesn't really help
like.
the cause a whole lot for the whole group instance, because like I said, it really, from what I could tell, it went from, okay, you're making a mistake, we're gonna sort it out, to instantly just kicking her out. That's kind of, to me, that's kind of screwy. Of course, like I said, I'm only in here mainly to figure out what's going on. So, because what she told me and what you guys
Okay,
are telling me is,
I've been running
So-
this group for 2 years. It never have been an issue.
I was in the area when everything was going down. I can tell you what was happening and why things went down. A report was filed, so Pawn went over there, and of course, I followed him because I want to be the curious one to see what the hell's going on. And at first, it was a situation of someone being too close and being told to back off. Now, the surrounding bystanders said that it quite literally was just a situation of a minor stick drift over, and it escalated from there. That is what I was told. That it was ever so slightly touching. However, on the other side, the other person that filed the report stated that it wasn't just that, and that it was somewhat antagonizing, which, again, the surrounding bystander said no, it was literally just a minor stick flick. So, on that situation, it was stated as, this is just this. Then it came to find out that they were recording, which is against the rules.
See that.
So, that was technically speaking the second violation,
Yeah, looks good.
which resulted in the kick.
Thank you.
okay.
Because it's against the rules for a false report, which the surrounding people said that it was basically not what was said and not what happened. So false report, and then on top of that, recording, which is also against the rules. So that was where the
Yeah,
kick took.
so
Well,
Make more
that's been
sense?
taken care of.
well, yes on the
No, nothing
second
to
one,
record.
no on the first, because again, that what you're telling me
talking
and
to
what the
Blue this
recording
entire time.
shows is two different things. Not much different, but
I
they're-
grabbed Doki like
the
Doki. I'm gonna
different
need you
thing
on
what
this
you're
one.
telling me versus what happened
Blue
was
can bend too.
the guy
I
is
know, but like,
click, but he
because I saw
had
them, they've
seemed
been
kind
talking to
of
Blue
very
this entire time.
aggressive
So like,
or
I had to grab
unfriendly,
Doki because
saying something like
senior
you're a
is like,
desktop
okay,
user,
so there was
as
a
if he
report of
was
them saying a word, so I was like,
doing
I
it,
need to like
doing
make sure
some
everything's
kind of
fine here,
under your
to
breath
make sure like nothing's going on.
sort
So
of
we got
thing.
a senior staff member to
So
do
like what you guys are telling me and what kind of was recorded is almost
You could tell.
similar
I am-
enough to be, but not really, and that is kind of
Yeah,
concerning.
I'm just
that-
going based on what
Right,
bystanders
right, and I
were
understand
saying,
that.
so.
And I understand that. And I'm glad you guys are doing it the way you're doing it, but like I said, it's
I'm by no means staff, by the way. I'm just explaining what I saw and witnessed.
okay.
Yeah,
I just
from
wanna clarify
outside
that. I am not
perspective, yeah. Now, as I said, she's welcome to submit a ban appeal and say that she didn't read the rules as everybody should when they join in a group instance. Because we're on that board over there, so it's easy to read. It's just click the join button and just read. You don't have to join the actual group. You just click join button and you get the group information
Macintosh,
and set all
Macintosh.
the rules on the right side, right?
Right.
So
We need to go.
Okay. Well,
So
like I said,
based
People here, I'm gonna
that-
crash any second.
that's why we
it's understandable.
sometimes do not ask.
Right.
Plus, there's a lot of people sometimes, and sometimes we get and somebody and then there's someone and we're there and there at the same time. So you're like everywhere, right? So I'm used to taking decisions on like right then and there. I don't have always time to run around.
Right.
But reading the rules should be something one do, in my opinion.
Right.
I always do.
Right. And again, apologies for all that, because she's usually just doesn't really we've been like I said, we've been in servers that they kind of enforce that behavior. So I think for her, like myself, that is usually my go-to out of like muscle memory.
Right.
But like I try to remember like to not just go into a server and immediately start recording myself. It took me a while to get out of that habit, and only doing it in servers that they encourage that behavior from the get-go, especially when you get a full lobby and the staff don't know what the heck's going on. Like we just had a thing with a safe over where someone was misbehaving and the staff were all scattered, and the recording ended up helping them figure something out that they couldn't figure out. So, but like I said, I was just here to figure out what was going on because she seemed like she was upset, and you know how it is. Just kind of make sure that I didn't want to come in here and be like, screw you guys, or you whatever, you made my kid sad, and because that's not how that solves anything. And she has been wrong before.
And I'm glad you're mature about it.
I try to be.
So basically, it's just paperwork, or paperwork. It's digital, but that she has to go through. She just has to join the Discord, make a ban appeal, and we can unban her. No problem.
That's fine. I'll talk to her when she comes down.
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea.
Yep. Well, thank you for that.
Apologize for the inconvenience.
What happened?
I do apologize for the inconvenience.
Oh, it's fine. It's not an inconvenience at all. I just wanted to make sure that, like, because the things that kind of, like, really irk me about the VR chat since I've started playing is a lot of groups, they want to be populated and they have their way of doing things, and there's a lot of groups that, like, go in there and they don't always... I prefer to be in groups that understand and will still do what they need to do, but they relatively understand when there's a problem. They try to help fix it. But I've been in a lot of groups since I started playing that don't really care about the, I guess you call it the justice of what's going on. When something happens, they just start hitting the ban buttons or the block buttons, or they just don't care about the people in this community at all. So it's like one of those, you're in my group, oh well, that sucks. If something happens, you could be easily treated the same way as we'll treat the people that are not in the group. So it just, I just, when I heard about it, I was like, oh boy, here we go. We're probably going to have a group that's going to be not helping the community they started. And then I just wanted to make sure, because there's a lot of those. But I'm very glad that you guys are, actually
this one
trying
was a really
to.
good group.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
The
heard
first time I joined, I've seen multiple times where people have been reported, and then all of the mods just flock to that area.
Oh yeah, oh
So-
boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Plus that when somebody records in a public instance is usually for VR chat trolling.
Yeah. Well,
That's all the reason.
if I'm ever doing that, it's because of the
nefarious.
safety thing, and you never know when me sitting at a mirror, you can hear.
Oh yeah, no.
know.
That is. How do you feel about that? That is kind of okay.
Because
You
that's
could
all.
do,
That's
like,
all. That's all
background
we ever
recording
do
in
with
case
our
of something
footage,
happens to
anyways.
clips. Otherwise, it gets deleted.
I mean,
Like metal.
my system is running over Wolf, which is, whether I like it or
Right.
not, recording all times. So
Right.
Oh,
So,
yeah. So
So if you do that in the background and it gets deleted afterwards,
Right,
unless you
that's-
have clips that you want to take out, of course.
that's usually what we do with our recordings. We're not
Should we
recording
add
in
an
And,
control.
and then we're okay. No, because that's background. That's not actively recording.
Okay. I do apologize.
Yeah,
Basically, you have to hit the
Doki is
button
working
to
on
say
it.
Camera
it's
out in
recording.
your face spawn.
It's not like,
Right.
hey, what are you doing? Like,
It's
Most
kind
people
of
don't
like
even do
metal.
that. Most trolls don't do that. Most trolls record from their headsets.
Yeah.
You can do that with VR headsets now.
Can I take
Fuck, I
screenshots
feel
of my
Yeah,
old,
headset?
Quest
man.
2,
do
they
that on
have
the
built-in
Quest 2, yeah.
recording.
I feel
Quest-
old.
Yeah,
Oh,
they just
Quest 2,
record from their, because if you have a camera out, it's very obvious they're trying to troll you. But if they're just doing a conversation like this, they could be recording this whole time, and you would never know it, and they're trying to raid bait and something like that. And that's why, like, you know, when...
this whole time, and you would have never.
Yeah,
know,
but that's
You
what PC
didn't
too,
see anything.
I mean, PC can, yeah.
right?
Oh, I could be
Man.
doing it right now just with Quest.
Recording for
That's
even
crazy.
posting
I've
Windows
never
stuff.
heard of people like recording through their headsets to like rage bait.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
there's a bunch of people who
crazy.
do it.
That makes me wonder how many of these other groups I'm in that have people do that. Oh, hey, we had someone do that just
I can
yesterday.
tell you. I looked at some of the groups and some of them.
Somebody gifted VRC Plus over at Spawn.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
that was
normal.
fun.
I was just I'm in
Yeah, so I'm not
safe
just
over, and
gifted VRC
someone jumped in safe over and gave everyone like a year of VR Chat Plus, like everyone in the lobby, and I'm like, bro, I'm already paying for it. What happens now?
That sounds like Steve.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it is.
Give that dude some alcohol, let him run wild.
I'm
Monthly
paid
VR
out
Chat
until
Plus is
November,
$10.
so I also
so-
got it in a year worth.
But it, like,
there is some nice people around.
But just to
An
double
event, and somebody
clarify,
was,
so
like, tossing VRC Plus out. So
is-
I've been like basically my VRC Plus has been paid for since January.
Creature.
Mine have been
Cheesecake.
paid for since November last year.
Oh, I was gonna ask though, is recording for the sake of, like, again, just safety, is that going to be a problem in this instance from
No,
here on out?
as long as it's background recording and not actively recording,
yeah,
that's fine.
Okay.
We're talking about clipping software, like you hit a button to clip what is going on.
And it is best to ask the staff before you do it, though.
Well, that's what I was kind of double checking
or
here.
have it in your bio. I'm background recording for security purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I should really start doing that too, because I usually tell people that that would save me a breath. Well, then again, I'd say it saved me a breath, but I meet people all the time that don't read bios, and it's like,
Oh,
we
I
sit
as
there
well.
and read the bio.
We most definitely do.
What was that? Oh,
Which
okay.
is
You
why if you're
can
new,
tell.
you
You
can put
can
it in your
tell.
status.
Yeah, you can definitely tell if somebody's a troll by sometimes reading their bios. So
I do apologize when the I do apologize again because with the recording and then they brought up
you did
the
actually
R word.
what you're
Right.
Well, they brought up the
you
R
did what you
word,
were trained.
and they
they
also
said
brought
the
the
R
recording.
word.
The,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
a
rape, they
slur,
said they've been
so that's
raped.
not
No,
allowed to be
they said they've been raped.
Oh, the rape.
Yeah,
And
she
I-
is, and she's
Most trolls
I
use
said
that.
you're
Like
not.
I'm like the most trolls say like,
I've
oh, I'm
been-
14, I've been raped, or
She's-
like they use all that kind of stuff to like trap people. Like how would you say?
justify their actions.
Bait them.
Yes. They bait
Yeah.
them
Baiting
into
them.
being like, "Oh, you're touching a minor," or "You're
Yeah.
it's stuff like
Yeah,
that."
she-
so,
well,
and
she
then
is
they
a-
added the fact that they said recording, so it literally
Right.
it was like it was compounding, but it was inconvenient. It was the words ironic. No. There's a word for that.
I understand what
If I
you're
knew the word
saying,
you were
though. And
I
like,
do
yes,
apologize, though.
she is, and that's something new we're trying. Is she's better, I guess. You can't really be better and completely from situations like that, but we're trying to let her experience, because she's fine with playing games when I'm around. She's usually quiet. If you had left, like, if that hadn't happened, I promise you have like no issues out of her ever. She's quiet. She may goof around with our friends, but like VRChat's kind of a new. She's becoming a bit
Trying
more.
to socialize a little
Yeah, but she's still got that. Like, I'll give her a pat on the back
Max.
sometimes, and she'll tense up and be like, "Don't."
Oh, I
we're just a
understand
minor.
that. I truly, I do understand that.
So with that bleeds over, that's happened before. With what happened here has happened
Yeah.
before, where
So,
she's
an appeal
snappy.
is
That's what she's trying to get
unless the
over,
mother
because
themselves retract.
she doesn't mean
Reason
to
for
sound.
I understand, honestly.
Yeah, that's why she's so worked up, is because
That
she
would be
doesn't
me.
mean to, and she's just. It's just
You feel that you
hard for her to
the
understand,
balance
and I try to tell her when she started telling me about it. I'm like, "Oh, hold up, Erika. You went AFK for like
Well,
5
I went over what
minutes.
Tom said.
Are you certain?"
I didn't
And
say
she's
that.
like, "Well, I told him don't," and
Um,
instead of apologizing
I
and
do
backing up, he
apologize,
kind of
Wolf. I
did this
didn't mean to
thing,
get you.
and then she showed me the
Somna.
video, and I was like, kid, I'm gonna
Anyways,
put a muzzle on
so I
you
do
and like
apologize
tie
again
you to
because
the
I'm
bed
still
or
new
something.
and I'm
You're
still
gonna get us
trial
all in
staff and
trouble.
I'm still trying to memorize the rules.
She's
But,
never been able to speedrun getting
this is
banned out of a group.
the
That's usually
violations
my
for
thing,
recording
because
without
I talk too
permission
much or I say something
and
wrong. And I've been banned out of groups for sitting
just
in a mirror too
making
long.
a bigger deal out
And
of
that
a
ended up
minor
being because
inconvenience.
Honestly,
someone had beef with
understandable.
me.
Because all it was the guy.
Like man,
It's understandable to be a
The
little
guy was
bit
in their
of
place,
a
like in their little personal
had a
bubble.
little
They
bit of
kind of
a
like were like
tense
kind of like how
up
Doki's. I mean,
situation.
how Wolfie is on
Right.
top of you right now.
And
From
they
what I can
at the
understand,
time
that's
were like,
literally what was
they're
going
on
on.
desktop. I don't understand
I'm not
why
touching. They were
they're still having
side-by-side.
a problem. And I actually explained to them, I'm like, even if it's on desktop,
They were
the
kind of like just
character and
side by side,
avatar
and
can still
one just
be
kind of
as an
moved into
extension
the
of
other.
a person, and they can still
Right.
technically feel it.
So it was literally.
So
and on
it
top
was a
of
little bit
that,
more of an
hey,
understanding there.
separate.
and on top
Because
of
like
that,
I have a few
sorry.
From what I
alters
saw.
who have problems with being touched. I have a
Yeah.
few alters who do not like
They
it
went
at
for
all,
a
and quite
kick.
literally will
They've
rip
reported
somebody's
them
face off if
for,
they
Oh, yeah.
try.
that they
Which is why
did
at
a
my
report life board.
instead of putting my pronouns on, I put no touch. Get
Yeah,
straight
hers
to the
is-
point. That way it makes
hers
it
is set up that way too. Hers has that up there too. It says please don't touch in her pronouns. But
The downside to the way they did it is don't touch isn't fully on the screen, so they might want to put don't touch at the beginning.
oh, it trailed off
Because it is
okay.
cut off a little.
Okay,
It is cut off a
that'll
little
be.
bit.
Yeah, I'll tell her that. Basically, there was a guy in that lobby that was minding his own business, and he went over there and went, "Ooh, a bunny here, let me grab you." And she said, "Please don't. I don't want you touching me." And he said, "Oh, you're a minor. I don't care. Screw you." And he kept reaching for like areas of her body that would be where her genitals were. And the staff kind of went over and looked like they were going to do something, and then one went off, and then one came back as if they like looked, saw it happening when it got a bunch of
Did
people.
that happen here?
My goodness,
Oh.
look at that face. My goodness.
A lot of good cops
No,
Oh yeah,
but
no,
like,
he was concerned.
but
he
the
was like, oh
staff
no.
kind of like.
Very
looked
much was.
at
I was
her.
about to go slap that guy with a ban.
Yeah, well, that's what you guys want us to record, so I'll go submit my ticket like you want. And she gave the ticket, and they kind of just went, okay, so it's clear to me that you were being touched, so you're a conduit for negative behavior, so we're going to ban you from the groups and ban you from our instance. So I had to go to
Yeah,
actually go to VR and file a bunch of paperwork, and mind you, they don't have their website's not really great with that, so it's really frustrating when it tells you to add proof, and then it tells you there's a connection error, and I finally get down to it, and it turns out that group's in trouble because they have an admin that's been known to sexually harass and dox people because he just doesn't like them for whatever reason. So that explains to me at least why she acted the way she did, but, you know,
Oh no, I do apologize.
that
and
literally
I-
happened
I-
just yesterday.
This is a group though that is really good with that though, so
Okay.
one of the first times I was here, I have anybody who is visitor or below their avatars hidden from me because I don't want to see trolls, you know, those people who are quite literally in paper thin avatars that are huge and whatnot. I don't want to see all that.
Right.
So all I see is this person sitting down, hanging out with their partner. They're sitting on top of them. They're just chilling, fucking cuddling, you know. And then this person in the visitor status, so their avatar is hidden from me. All I see is the head, the body, and hands. You know.
Right.
And I can physically see them moving their hand right in the crotch of this person, and this person's a girl.
Uh-oh.
And they're physically, and I'm just like, am I seeing what I think? I look at Pawn and I look at him and I'm like, are we seeing what we think we're seeing? And
Are
they can't
doing
see
the
that.
something in the place? We're in the
They
server?
were quite literally, they were doing this to that
Wow.
person, effectively.
They were
And I'm
giving
just
him a
sitting
hand.
here like,
That's what you're saying.
mhm.
Oh my goodness.
And this is a 13 plus server. I watched 4 or 5 mods just come straight
Oh,
to
yeah.
the area as soon as the report went out. So, like, you're not gonna have any problems with people physically
That's
touching
good.
them. That gets taken care of.
Good. Good.
But
That makes me feel
Let's get more
better.
info for the thing.
yeah, like it's not something that's going to happen. Physical touching here, because I've watched that get shut down.
Good.
So
That's something I worried about when I joined the furry fandom, was how many people were going to accuse me of misbehaving or misbehave themselves. Because, like, I heard that's what
you're
the
gonna get
furries were
some
like.
trolls out there. You're gonna get
Where's
some
the
haters.
where's the evidence?
Oh yeah, I've seen it
It's
now.
gonna happen. It's bound to happen.
And the guy
But you
that I
just gotta
have,
find the right groups to join. This
Right.
one is actually a really safe group, though.
Wait.
I'll hang around in the background and see, because I've been told that with other groups from VR, not VR, Discord, whatever, and all of them have been able to like prove me wrong in
We
some
have
way
conflicting evidence.
over
It's
time. So I'll probably
understandable.
sit here and wait and watch and see, because so far, like I said, you guys were understanding. Now again, I still think the unbanned thing could be
Yes.
done without
Now
a
we have a
paperwork
conflict
file,
because
just
they're filing a
because
ticket. Yes,
it's
but they're filing a ticket
whatever.
to get
Understandable.
one